What if I told you that in one South American country, a tiny frog no bigger than your thumb kills more people than jaguars and anacondas combined? Or that there's a fish in these waters that can strip flesh from bone in under 60 seconds? And wait until you hear about the spider whose bite causes something so disturbing that doctors have a special name for it. By the end of this video, you'll never look at South America the same way again. We're counting down the deadliest animal in each South American country. And trust me, number 1 will shock you. Before we dive into this terrifying journey across the continent, let me ask you something. Can you guess which country's deadliest animal is smaller than a paperclip but deadlier than a great white shark? Keep watching, because the answer will blow your mind. Starting our deadly countdown at number 10, we have Paraguay, where the Brazilian wandering spider reigns as the ultimate killer. This isn't your garden variety house spider. The Brazilian wandering spider, scientifically known as Phonutria, is considered one of the most venomous spiders on Earth. These aggressive hunters don't build webs like most spiders. Instead, they actively hunt their prey, which explains their terrifying name. What makes these spiders particularly dangerous is their habit of hiding in homes, shoes, and clothing during the day. Imagine putting on your favorite pair of sneakers only to feel a sharp pain as one of these monsters sinks its fangs into your foot. The venom contains a potent neurotoxin that can cause immediate intense pain, followed by cold sweats, irregular heartbeat, and in severe cases, respiratory paralysis leading to death. In Paraguay, these spiders are responsible for numerous hospitalizations each year. Their bite delivers enough venom to kill a small child within hours if left untreated. Even with modern medical treatment, victims often experience excruciating pain that can last for days. The spider's aggressive nature means it won't hesitate to bite if threatened, and unlike many venomous creatures, it often delivers multiple bites in a single attack. Moving to number 9, we have Uruguay, where the southern cone's most feared predator lurks in coastal waters. The great white shark dominates Uruguay's maritime dangers, though encounters remain relatively rare due to the country's temperate waters. These apex predators can grow up to 20 feet long and weigh over 2 tons, making them living torpedoes of destruction. What sets Uruguay's great whites apart is their hunting behavior in cooler waters. They're particularly active during the summer months when seal populations migrate along the coast. Local fishermen report seeing massive shadows beneath their boats, and surfers have had close encounters that left them shaking with terror. The statistics are sobering. A single bite from a great white shark can remove up to 25 pounds of flesh and bone. Their serrated teeth, arranged in multiple rows, are designed to tear through muscle and fat with devastating efficiency. While fatal attacks are rare, those who survive often face months of reconstructive surgery and psychological trauma. At number 8, we enter Ecuador, where the fer-de-lance snake has earned its reputation as the ultimate ground-level assassin. Known locally as the equis or barba amarilla, this viper is responsible for more snakebite deaths in Central and South America than any other species. In Ecuador alone, fer-de-lance bites account for nearly 80% of all venomous snake encounters. These serpents are perfectly adapted killing machines. They can strike at 2/3 of their body length, meaning a 6-foot fer-de-lance can deliver a fatal bite from 4 feet away. Their hemotoxic venom causes massive tissue destruction, internal bleeding, and organ failure. Victims often describe the bite as feeling like liquid fire injected into their veins. What makes the fer-de-lance particularly dangerous in Ecuador is its preference for agricultural areas where humans work. Plantation workers stepping through tall grass or reaching into dense vegetation are at constant risk. The snake's excellent camouflage makes it nearly impossible to spot until it's too late. Emergency rooms in rural Ecuador see dozens of fer-de-lance bite victims each month, and without immediate access to antivenom, the mortality rate can exceed 40%. Coming in at number 7 is Peru, home to the deadly coral snake. These beautiful but lethal reptiles are often mistaken for harmless king snakes, a confusion that proves fatal for many unsuspecting victims. Peru's coral snakes pack one of the most potent neurotoxic venoms in the world, capable of shutting down the human nervous system within hours. The danger lies in their deceptive nature. Coral snakes are relatively small and appear docile, often leading people to handle them carelessly. Their venom contains powerful neurotoxins that block nerve signals throughout the body. Unlike other venomous snakes that cause immediate pain and swelling, coral snake bites often seem minor at first. Victims might experience only mild discomfort and small puncture wounds. However, within 2 to 6 hours, the true horror begins. Progressive paralysis starts in the face and throat, making it difficult to speak or swallow. This spreads throughout the body until the victim can no longer breathe independently. In Peru's remote jungle regions, where medical help can be days away, coral snake bites are often death sentences. Even with proper treatment, survivors may suffer permanent neurological damage. At number 6, we encounter Colombia, where the golden poison dart frog represents nature's most concentrated death. These tiny amphibians, barely 2 inches long, contain enough poison to kill 10 adult humans. Indigenous hunters have used their toxic secretions to tip arrows for centuries, creating weapons that guarantee a swift death for any target. The frog's skin contains batrachotoxin, one of the most potent natural toxins known to science. A single frog carries approximately 1 milligram of poison, which is 20 times the lethal dose for humans. The toxin works by jamming open sodium channels in nerve cells, causing the heart to beat irregularly before stopping completely. What makes these frogs particularly dangerous is their bold coloration, which might attract curious children or tourists. In Colombia's Pacific Coast rainforests, these frogs are surprisingly common, hopping around the forest floor during daylight hours. Local communities maintain strict traditions about never touching these creatures, but outsiders often don't understand the deadly risk. There is no antidote for batrachotoxin poisoning, making any significant exposure a guaranteed death sentence. Hold on, because we're about to reveal something that will make your skin crawl. Did you know that in our next country, there's a creature that can detect human blood from over a mile away and will relentlessly pursue its victim for hours? Keep watching to find out which country harbors this nightmare. Number 5 brings us to Venezuela, where the vampire bat transforms from folklore into deadly reality. While these creatures might seem more annoying than lethal, vampire bats are responsible for numerous deaths throughout Venezuela each year, primarily through rabies transmission. These flying mammals are perfectly designed blood-drinking machines, equipped with razor-sharp teeth and anticoagulant saliva that keeps wounds bleeding. Venezuelan vampire bats have become increasingly aggressive due to deforestation forcing them into closer contact with human settlements. They typically feed at night, using heat sensors to locate blood vessels close to the skin. Their bite is often painless, allowing them to feed undetected while victims sleep. The real danger comes from their role as disease vectors. Rabies transmission through vampire bat bites has reached epidemic proportions in some Venezuelan regions. The disease has a nearly 100% fatality rate once symptoms appear. Victims experience progressive neurological deterioration, including hallucinations, aggressive behavior, and eventually complete paralysis. In remote Venezuelan communities with limited access to post-exposure rabies treatment, a single infected bat can trigger multiple human deaths. At number 4, we enter Guyana, where the electric eel reigns supreme in freshwater terror. Despite its name, this creature is actually not an eel, but rather a type of knife fish capable of generating electrical discharges up to 600 volts. These living batteries can grow up to 8 feet long and weigh over 40 pounds, making them formidable predators in Guyana's murky river systems. Electric eels hunt by stunning their prey with powerful electrical discharges, then swallowing them whole. When humans encounter these creatures, the results are often catastrophic. The electrical shock can cause immediate cardiac arrest, muscle paralysis, and respiratory failure. Victims who survive the initial shock often drown because the electrical discharge causes complete loss of muscle control. In Guyana's interior rivers, electric eel attacks on fishermen and river travelers occur regularly. Local emergency services report dozens of electrocution cases each year, with fatality rates approaching 30%. The murky water conditions make it impossible to see these predators until they attack, and their electrical fields can affect multiple victims simultaneously if people are touching each other or metallic objects during an encounter. Number 3 takes us to Suriname, where the fer de lance makes another appearance, but with a deadly twist. Suriname's population of these vipers has adapted to the country's unique wetland environment, making them even more dangerous than their cousins elsewhere. These semi-aquatic hunters can strike from both land and water, expanding their hunting territory and increasing human encounters. Suriname's fer-de-lance population has developed enhanced venom potency due to their diverse diet, which includes fish, amphibians, and small mammals. This dietary variety has resulted in a more complex venom composition that is harder to treat with standard antivenoms. Bite victims often experience rapid onset of systemic symptoms, including widespread bleeding, kidney failure, and cardiovascular collapse. The country's medical system struggles to cope with fer-de-lance envenomations, particularly in remote mining and logging areas, where these encounters are most common. Transportation to medical facilities can take days, and many victims die before receiving proper treatment. Even those who reach hospitals face a grim prognosis, as Suriname's anti-venom supplies are often insufficient for the number of cases they encounter. But wait, we still haven't reached the most terrifying creatures yet. Are you ready to learn about an animal so dangerous that local communities have developed elaborate rituals just to avoid encountering it? The answer is coming up next. At number 2, we discover French Guiana, where the bushmaster snake represents the pinnacle of serpentine lethality. These massive vipers can grow up to 12 feet long and possess the longest fangs of any venomous snake in the Americas. Bushmasters are the only egg-laying vipers in the New World, and females become extraordinarily aggressive when guarding their nests. What makes French Guiana's bushmasters particularly deadly is their ambush hunting style combined with their incredible size. They can remain motionless for weeks, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. When they do attack, their enormous fangs can penetrate deep into human tissue, delivering massive doses of hemotoxic venom that cause immediate tissue destruction and systemic organ failure. Bushmaster venom contains a unique cocktail of enzymes that break down blood vessels, muscles, and connective tissue. Victims often describe the sensation as having acid injected into their body. The bite site rapidly develops massive swelling and tissue death, often requiring amputation of affected limbs. In French Guiana's remote rainforest regions, bushmaster encounters are often fatal due to the combination of massive envenomation and lack of immediate medical access. Finally, we reach number 1, and this might surprise you. Brazil takes the top spot, but not for the animal you might expect. While jaguars, caimans, and piranha fish capture headlines, Brazil's deadliest creature is actually the Aedes aegypti mosquito. This tiny insect is responsible for more human deaths in Brazil than all other dangerous animals combined. These mosquitoes are vectors for multiple deadly diseases, including dengue fever, yellow fever, Zika virus, and chikungunya. In Brazil, dengue fever alone kills thousands of people annually, with case numbers reaching epidemic proportions in major cities like Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo. The mosquitoes thrive in Brazil's tropical climate and urban environments, breeding in any standing water source. What makes the Aedes aegypti particularly dangerous is its daytime feeding behavior and preference for human blood. Unlike malaria-carrying mosquitoes that are active at night, these killers attack during daylight hours when people are active and unprotected. Female mosquitoes can carry multiple viruses simultaneously, potentially infecting victims with several diseases from a single bite. The statistics are staggering. Brazil reports over 1 million dengue cases annually, with severe dengue causing massive internal bleeding and organ failure. Yellow fever outbreaks in Brazilian Amazon regions have mortality rates exceeding 50%. Zika virus, while rarely fatal, causes severe birth defects in babies born to infected mothers, creating a different kind of tragedy that affects entire families for generations. Brazilian health authorities struggle to control mosquito populations despite massive public health campaigns. The insects have developed resistance to many insecticides, and their ability to breed in tiny amounts of water makes elimination nearly impossible. Urban areas with poor sanitation provide perfect breeding grounds, creating endless cycles of disease transmission. The economic impact is equally devastating. Brazil spends billions of dollars annually on mosquito control programs, medical treatment for vector-borne diseases, and lost productivity due to illness. Tourist areas like Rio de Janeiro and the Amazon basin see reduced visitor numbers during peak transmission seasons, affecting the entire tourism industry. So there you have it, the deadliest animal in each South American country. from tiny poison frogs to massive snakes, and ultimately to a mosquito smaller than your fingernail. South America proves that size doesn't always determine lethality. Nature's most efficient killers often come in the smallest packages, reminding us that in the wild, appearance can be fatally deceiving. What surprised you most about this list? Did you expect a tiny mosquito to claim the #1 spot over all those fearsome predators? Let me know in the comments which of these deadly creatures you'd least want to encounter, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible wildlife content. Until next time, stay safe out there, and remember that sometimes the deadliest threats are the ones you can't see coming.